the market has become consumer driven. So that argument does not hold for solar. In fact, we should dive into the solar pool. We must push this solar program. We must take it to cooking, to eating, to lighting. And investment will follow the trend. Investment is not the epicenter of your decision. Epicenter of the decision is to take a public policy stand to see that we must capitalize on our own virtues, on our own ecological and climatic systems to see that we really do well. That was one of the points I wanted to make. The second point I wanted to make was that we must store water. And storage of water is very important. In fact, I would like to inform this audience here that we have taken a decision of creating 25 lakhs contour bunds, what you call on the hilltops, on the ridges, by 1 meter by 1 meter, not very big one, to see that at least get stored on the upper ridges, and by the dripping effect, by the filtering effect, some vegetation comes through, some bird life comes through, some bird droplets come through, and the water comes on to the downhill side to see that the water table of those areas at least surcharged or recharged. The same argument holds also true of the urban livelihood houses, where urban rainwater harvesting, which was practiced much before in Saurashtra and in Ahmedabad, in Gondal and in the Paul area of the Ahmedabad, has really vanished. It is why it has vanished. It is because of the reason our joint family system has broken. Now all of us, we are living in flats. All of us, we are becoming nuclear families, atomized individuals. And therefore there is no need of a community need, or there is no need of a complete need for all members to survive on some dependent water underneath the house, which was giving us the cool effect, which was giving us also the greenery around, and also which was leading to a lot of other things. So I think the important thing is that wherever we are, in whatever society, in whatever apartments we are there, whichever area we stay, I think we have to take a decision to see that those societies in group or in community action mode must be able to store water, have the rainwater harvesting, to see that water is stored, because water is becoming more precious than the gold in the coming days to come. Third point I wanted to maintain, I think Mr. Shelat has taken here in that Mr. Gopichand has mentioned here, that is networking with a small series of check dams, small series of rainwater harvesting structures. That is the need of the hour. We want to have the spread effect of the rain, spread effect of the vegetation. We want to have the spread effect of the moisture and the SMCs, the soil moisture conservation effects, which are very primary and very essential to the forestry and deforestation, reforestation, regrowth, biodiversity conservation issues in the coming days. The other important thing is that we must go for some local initiatives. It is not that only the people in the stage should talk and you will listen. In fact, I must come out with a series of, I can suggest you a series of initiatives which probably we can take. Let us say, I will give an example. In Gujarat, people take almost 4.5 crores in numbers, mangoes. Out of the 4.5 crore mangoes which are sold in Gujarat from different varieties, even if 5% of the mangoes are replanted as a matter of policy, as a matter of action, as a matter of focus, by the consumers, by the people who do not dump it in the garbage waste, but really want to replant it for the sake of replanting, I am sure the fruitation and the regeneration of the local areas could also take place, assuming a mortality rate of 50% of that 5%. I am sure it would be around 20 lakhs or at least 15 lakhs of mangoes can grow, or even 10 lakhs of mango trees can grow, which has got a filtering effect, has got a lot of penetrating effect on so many things: bird life, microbes, infestation and ingestion of microbes, leading to less of epidemics, more of storage of water, more of carbon sequestration. So many things, I don't want to get into that, but I think a small initiative. Second initiative, we thought, and something somewhere in India has happened. Most 60% of the urban water is because of the wrong design of a flush tank. that carries 10 liters, 9 liters of water just to flush it. Unlike the Mr. Michael's country where everything is in the dry model. Since we have been used to a cultural pattern of this wet model, probably we have to reduce our wetness by making it half to 5 liters, and before the changing in the designs take place, at least break one piece of brick, put it into two pieces, put it on the basement or the base of the flush tank to see that it occupies space and that much of water goes off. So you try to see that at least those much of water can also be used to whatever is necessary. Then another point I wanted to mention, which we have taken up in a very big way, is the encouragement of the grasslands, encouragement of the mangroves in the coastal areas, and encouragement of afforestation in the urban and social areas, in the social forestry regime. I can tell you with lot of evidences that the mangrove plantation in Gujarat has resulted in absolutely thinning of certain areas which were going into the erosion. And we used to call it in our Government of India presentation seminars as hotspots. So they say that emerging hotspots have become cold spots, Mr. Nanda. I said yes, that is because of the fact that the mangroves have been able to arrest the increase of the water, and they have been very tight enough to hold the soil. And in fact I can say that the entire south coast of Gujarat, which was completely under a threat of erosion on hotspots, may not now face that much of erosion, probably because of an alarming pace of work that is being done on the mangroves. The same is true of everyone. Same thing in the urban areas. As you know, we have calculated one equation in the forest. One mature tree will take care of the oxygen needs of 2 individuals minimum, and 4 on an average. So, but the number of trees which we have in an area and the carbon oxygen cycle which we have in Ahmedabad does not fit into the whole thing, and therefore the entire problem of the lung, the heart, the other imbalances take place. So therefore we have started a new movement called the Green Guard movement, in which green monitors, green guards will be appointed every society, every area on a perimeter basis to see that at least some target is given to them to see that the carbon sequestration takes place through a growth of this plantation. Let me also put it on record for the purpose of the audience here. A growing tree, a growing plant captures more of carbon, the speed of sequestration, than already a mature tree. It's a wrong idea to say that only mature trees can have carbon sequestration. No. Mature trees have got an optimum limit. Beyond a limit they do not. Whereas any growth, like a growing child, captures more carbon, sequestrates more carbon, acts as a carbon lock in the process, and I think that is what we should have tried to encourage in the context of these initiatives which is coming up. No doubt, the increasing use of technology for the thermal plants, for the purpose of this transportation, conversion from these petrol and fossil fuel to CNG, we have taken care of, and we are doing it in a manner by which public mass rapid transport systems. These are all the things which are all on the technology front, nothing to do. And therefore, I would like to mention that these are also things we have to take up in the coming days to see that we really come up with some combating methods to have this climate change thing, because there is no point in arguing, talking of carbon emission receipts. There is no point in talking only of CDM management systems. There is no point in only talking of that America is responsible, we have nothing to do, our levels are low. But I think whatever we can do, we should do, and at the local level we are at the suffering end, we are at the receiving end, and therefore I have a feeling this seminar, this workshop must end up with some certain set of cataloging initiatives which can be taken, which have been taken, to see that they could be replicated elsewhere. Thank you.